Okay, a little bit of irony here. I recorded my rant already, but then my phone was full, like it didn't have any more space, which is, I think, how I feel about this whole curriculum. There's just no capacity. It's bonkers. Okay, so here's my path of the last few days has been. Okay, on a scale of I love the curriculum to I'm in despair about the curriculum, I actually started pretty high. I liked the curriculum in general, and I had a lot of trust that the people in power were going to make good decisions. Then I started reading social media and I got pretty low, but I stopped myself. I said, no, let's get to the source documents. So then I read the numeracy progression. That's this document here. It says just generally where kids can be from kindergarten to Division 1 to Division 2. And it's split up under, I think, like 11 or 12 kind of mathematical processes. And it makes a ton of sense. Like an example of a Division 1 ages, oh, that's why. Wow. All right, live reaction here. This says kindergarten, Division 1, Division 2. I thought where it says ages 6 to 8, that meant grades 6 to 8. And I literally thought, yeah, I could see grades 6 to 8 understanding that tasks that involve numeracy and determine which information may be used to complete a task. That's an appropriate grade 6 to 8 task. But no, according to this document, that is an age 6 to 8 task. Wow. Okay, well, back to this. I was confident, but I'm not anymore. I liked the overview of what math is. I liked the organizing ideas, and I liked the fact that they were all split up into knowledge, understanding, and skills. I was like, good, this is laid out well. This looks good. What's all this hubba-wubba about? But then I started analyzing what the knowledge actually was in grade 6, and I am fully in panic mode. It's really bad. It's just really bad. So here's my question. Is grade 6 math currently too easy, just right, or too hard? Like, think about it. We've had the same curriculum for over 20 years. So whether you were a student in Alberta, whether you have kids, whether you're a teacher, is the current math about right? A bit on the easy side, a bit on the hard side, way on the easy side, or way on the hard side? You can think what you'd like. My experience is that it's on the hard side for sure. Whether it's way too hard or just a little too hard is negligible. Some evidence for this, the acceptable standard of the provincial achievement tests hovers between 42 to 44%. So I think that there's ample evidence to say that math currently in grade 6 is too hard. But let's see what they're doing with the new curriculum, okay? First off, sheer number of outcomes. There's 74 specific outcomes that you're supposed to have learned. Let me just read off a couple of these so you get an idea of what I mean by a knowledge-specific outcome. A ratio can relate any two countable or measuring quantities, including a part-to-part or a part-to-whole. So the idea that a ratio can compare part-to-part or part-to-whole, that is one outcome. Here's another one. A percent represents the ratio of a number to 100. Okay, so like what is a percentage? That's a number out of 100. That's another specific outcome, or a knowledge outcome is what we call them now. There's 74 of them, which is bonkers. There's only 40 weeks of school, 200 days of school. Like currently there's 27 specific learning outcomes, and that's really hard to make sure that we get to and learn these deeply. 74 is like you have to learn the concept of a percentage in less than 3 school days consistently. And those outcomes I just read are on my easy list, okay? The next thing I did was I analyzed those 74 outcomes, and I thought, how many of them are easier than current outcomes? How many of them are like, oh, great, they simplified this outcome, or they brought up a grade 4 or a grade 5 outcome so that it was easier for kids? 0, none of those. How many of them are about the same? 33. So 33 of these 74 outcomes are about the same grade 6 level. This number is how many of them are like similar, but maybe there's a little bit of a twist, like there's a bit of a different vocabulary. So I got 16. And how many of them are just significantly harder? 25. So that's your ratio. Let me give you a few examples of what I categorized as about right. All right, so positive numbers can be represented symbolically with or without a positive sign. Sure, that's a grade 6 outcome. The sum of any number and its additive inverse is 0. Sure, +5 plus -5 is 0. A rotation describes the amount of movement around a turn center along a circular path in either a clockwise or counterclockwise direction. Good, that's grade 6 outcome. Here are some examples of similar, but with maybe a different vocab or some sort of a twist. A number and its opposites are called additive inverses. Sure. The terms of an algebraic expression can be rearranged according to algebraic properties. Sure. The x-axis consists of those points whose y-coordinate is 0, and the y-axis consists of those points whose x-coordinate is 0. Again, sure. Grade 6 kids can learn this. It's a little mathy, it's a lot, but sure, they could learn that. Now, here are a couple of the 25 brand new or significantly more complex than current outcomes, or something I just don't even understand. So what do we got here? The sum of a positive number and a negative number can be interpreted as the sum of 0 and another number. I don't know what that means. The reciprocal of a natural number is a unit fraction. Okay. Division by a fraction can be computed using the formula, and it's like a divided by b times b divided by a equals. That's junior high math. We've never done that in elementary school before. The area of a triangle is half the area of the parallelogram with the same base and height. Area of triangles and areas of parallelograms has never been in grade 6 math. I actually have a student that's gifted and found how to do areas of triangles, and I was like pumped. That was like a celebration. So it being there is wild.
Which one?
Thanks, Siri. So anyways, I'll go back through this. We'll see. Maybe I was being too harsh, but I really was trying to be open-minded. Here's one outcome that I actually think should be in my improvement list. The Cartesian plane is named after French mathematician René Descartes. I do think it's cool that we added some history of math. All right, so back to this. Okay, 74 outcomes, way too much. We've gotten way harder. And what about this, -14? This is 14 current grade 6 outcomes that I can't find in here. So my understanding is that we've lost them to earlier grades. So this is things like, what is this, probability, line graphs, types of angles. These are all outcomes that are totally appropriate in grade 6 that I guess are just in younger grades. So there's what I'm feeling right now.